back, everybody. I am John Kurowski, and this is another edition of Photo Finds. I first would like to apologize for my absence last week. I was down for the count after participating in the inaugural Dopey Challenge by Run Disney. The Walt Disney World Marathon has been a major event on Disney's event calendar since 1993, but this year they added a 10K on the Friday of the weekend. When you add the 5K on the Thursday and the 10K on the Friday, the half marathon on Saturday, and the full marathon on Sunday, then you have the first ever Dopey's Challenge. Here are the medals for when you complete. There's the Pluto for the 5K. It's actually made of rubber, and then the inaugural Minnie Mouse 10K medal. I'm sorry that I didn't get a lot of pictures while I was on the trail. I was placed in a corral that was almost towards the end, and I was very nervous that I was going to get not complete. I was committed to getting there at the end on my feet, not in a van. Here's the half marathon Donald Duck medal, the full marathon Mickey Mouse medal. When you complete both of those, you get what Disney calls in their literature the prestigious Goofy medal. They call that Goofy's Challenge when you do those two. And here it is, the very first ever Dopey medal from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, as completing 48.6 miles is pretty dopey on your feet. And this but I did get some pictures, mostly at the Backlot Tour, which is down for refurbishment right now. When you're running the full marathon, they let you run through the tunnel that houses the wardrobe and costuming department. In the queue, you'll see they updated the movie posters. They still have the Lone Ranger from the summer, but here's Saving Mr. Banks, which came out this holiday, and Maleficent. Actually, Maleficent is more represented in this giant billboard on the opposite side of the Great Movie Ride. It's actually facing the Pixar Place sign. But here's in the tunnel coming up, there is Darth Vader's costume. This one says that it was created by the Walt Disney Imagineering, and it's true. This was not used in the making of Star Wars, but it was on display at the exit of Star Tours. When you're coming down the ramp, you used to see him inside a screen door, breathing sound effects there and all that. It was later replaced with an Energizer Bunny hologram after the sponsorship changed, then merchandise, and now it's nothing, but it's still good to see this costume is here on property. This is the replica of the Scarlett O'Hara's curtain dress from the 1939 Gone with the Wind. We discussed this at the AFI showcase when it was replaced by a Civil War soldier uniform. We also talked about the new Big Al's merchandise sign at the Magic Kingdom. Here it is in display in that tunnel at Hollywood Studios, and this is the new sign, so you can compare what the two of them looked like. Also, on the subject of former shows, the Wild West town facade that we discussed that is being installed on the Backlot Tour has been confirmed to actually being props from the Lone Ranger film. This was told me by someone that's working on the mural. And while we're on the subject of film props, there are some new displays that have been swapped out in the queue of the Great Movie Ride. This is another one of Vivien Leigh's dresses that she wore as Scarlett O'Hara. This is her barbecue party dress. This is a shield from 1933 film King Kong. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I always find it odd to find Universal Studios intellectual properties inside the Disney theme parks. And the big case that was once home to the Mary Poppins carousel horse is now a collection of Who Framed Roger Rabbit props and costumes, all in honor of the film's 2013's 25th anniversary. This is Stubby K's jacket as Marvin Acme. We have Christopher Lloyd's costume as Judge Doom. Also, hat and glasses and gloves, the accessories for Judge Doom. And then Joanna Cassidy, who played Bob Hoskins' love interest, Dolores. And also the Ditmobile model, which was on display at One Man's Dream, which in a small case, which is now gone since they added the large new Fantasyland model to that attraction. Also in Hollywood Studios, the uninstallation of the Osborne lights has been concluded, with the display being tucked away before it glows away. As you can see, two of the wise men from the nativity scene are peeking behind the fence. Right now they are probably praying that the strong rumors that the display will go away forever are not true. Now, I want to address something from the show 2 weeks ago. When I was covering the last performance of the celebrated Dream Come True parade, I shared some pics of the upcoming parade floats. These pics spread like wildfire among the internet. It showed up on many people's Tumblrs, Facebook, Instagrams, Match.com profile, Grindr, you name it, including some well-known bloggers and websites taking it too. So with that, I'd like to thank my boss at Photo Finds, Matt, for getting the word out that they came from Photo Finds first. And it felt good to be the one to scoop a story, but boy, did it take off legs on its own. And I promise From now on, I will not discuss anything controversial or any hot topics on this show. SeaWorld Orlando started the new year with a brand new promotion for the Florida park, Wild Days. For the first time this year, and 3 weekends in January, renowned animal experts, including Jack Hanna, will come to meet guests. We just had Rescue Weekend this past weekend, which shows SeaWorld's efforts with dolphins and manatees. And the next weekend will be themed to penguins, which goes perfectly in time for the Antarctic attraction that SeaWorld opened last June. These series of events was announced pretty late, and it begs the question, was this something planned all along, or is this a reaction when their annual band, blues, and barbecue concert series seemed to be in jeopardy, with 8 of the 10 musical performers backing out of their gigs after the controversy the documentary film Blackfish caused after it premiered? SeaWorld stayed pretty mum about the Blackfish allegations until mid-December, when they released a response statement on their website and full-page ads in their newspapers all over the country. Also, more subtle things have popped up inside the park. For instance, the park map does not refer to Shamu Stadium by name currently. The stadium itself is being reworked, but it's now is home to the Shamu Up Close attraction. Not an attraction per se, but more of a walkthrough attraction. New signage around Shamu Close Up places a lot of emphasis on the trainers, which the documentary criticizes. But the other banner I found more interesting. It says passionate commitment to the care of killer whales. So whether you are pro SeaWorld, pro Blackfish, indifferent to both sides, or like me, a SeaWorld annual pass holder / fan who would like to see the park do the absolute right thing for the killer whales, no matter what that is, I don't know, whether even if that means not having them inside the park. I don't know what that means. I found the Blackfish story to be very well told, but like most of documentaries, you can see where the filmmaker and the majority of the trainers are biased. I found SeaWorld's response to the letter a little half-hearted and very corporate-driven, almost in the same language Disney uses when it tells its guests that they want to pay more for their tickets, according to their surveys. Other divers who participated in the making of the film came out on other theme park websites debunking the allegations of the film, but their responses also seem biased, in my opinion, not telling the whole story and just crass, as by calling the certain trainers that were in the film, who were their peers, not qualified to be making the allegations they are, and even coming out with their causes of their separation with the company, which is a little uncalled for. One thing for sure is the right answer is not going to be an easy one, and this is far from over. Canceled concerts do not mean that this is the end of SeaWorld, or that Blackfish has had the last word, and the current work being done behind the scenes at Shamu Stadium is not going to silence the Blackfish supporters. These are majestic, beautiful, and wonderful animals, and have been the main draw to SeaWorld since the park opened in 1973. And for most people, visits to SeaWorld are the only way they will ever get to see and hopefully get inspired to learn more about them. Like most zoos or other animal exhibits, like the circus. They are almost as iconic to SeaWorld as Mickey Mouse is to Disney, and when you see them, or at least the shape of the whale, you know they are representing what the park is all about. Here they are in topiary form, but I found this next display kind of interesting. Here are 2 photo ops that they used to have made out of fiberglass. As you can see, there is a fence around them to keep guests away from them. So it makes you wonder, are they being blocked off because they are either reworking the area, the setting of it? Are they trying to take them out so that so guests do not have access to a killer whale prop, or are they just afraid that people are going to vandalize them? Anyway, we're going to leave SeaWorld and head over to the spicy food, Mediterranean food, of the Spice Road table at the Morocco Pavilion. Fans love it when new locations have their own unique ephemera, and as you can see, the paper napkins here are not the generic Disney Parks logo napkins. Let's see how long that lasts. The restaurant soft opened on Saturday, January 11th, and that night was pretty busy. Almost a who's who in the Disney fan community was there. But on Saturday, January 12th, the restaurant was pretty empty. It has outdoor seating, also an indoor dining room with floor-to-ceiling windows that overlook World Showcase Lagoon, and in the center is a full-service bar. That all have unique and fancy lighting fixtures throughout the restaurant. According to the staff, everything that in this restaurant is direct from Morocco, which I believe when you're looking at the check-in podium, in the foyer. This is the foyer right here. But I looked on the back where guests would not see. Even that was done, not just a regular generic black. Now the restaurant itself reminded me of half Restaurant Marrakesh, half Hacienda de San Angel in the Mexico Pavilion. They have large booths like Hacienda with traditional native artwork behind the tables. Each one is different in each booth. It gives you the feeling that you are in a market. As up above, you see different things in storage like bottles, kerosene lamps, different keepsakes, all very rich in detail, and each one unique. It's fitting because there is a merchandise location attached to the restaurant, like the merchandise used to be which used to be the only thing on the side of the lagoon inside the Morocco Pavilion. But let's look at the food. On the upper left-hand corner, we have the harissa chicken rolls. If they look like the Southwest spring rolls that you find at Chili's, they should. They taste just like it. To the right of those are the little croquettes, which have cod inside, a lamb slider, mussels, then we have the sausage, and also to the right of that is the fried calamari. Each one is very good, and each one is also offered individually, but the portions are still small. This is not on a sampler. This is a Moroccan omelet with potatoes. This is the almond cake, which was very popular, and the chocolate pyramid, which also has a white chocolate center and served with ice cream and drizzle with chocolate. The most decadent thing on the menu. This is the lemon and saffron custard as well. So, you can tell that the restaurant was probably open because there's not really been much demand for Restaurant Marrakesh, but I'm sure Morocco and Epcot is looking for different ways in which they can expand the eating on the lagoon at night, especially when it comes to illuminations, which is a very popular thing to do. As you can see on the outdoor portion of Hacienda, each and every night is usually packed as well. Even on the coldest nights, people request the United Kingdom viewing. So let's look at the views from illuminations. This is from the first window. This is from the second window. As you can see, I didn't realize I was doing this at one of the most boring parts of the show when the globe is coming out. This is the third window, the fourth window. As you can see, from inside the restaurant, the island is blocking a lot of the view. And this is the fifth window right here. And this is the sixth window. And now here we are from outside. This is the outside viewing. So as you can see, they are not the perfect views from the show. And I did focus on the globe because that is, a lot of people do use that as their center. Now, we're going to leave Epcot and head over to Magic Kingdom at Fairy Tale Hall, where Snow White received an extreme makeover this week, getting a new dress and a new hairdo to match the Snow White that you see on in merchandise, and also to match the new other princess outfits that they got. Sad note, the two little bookends that represented the bookends that the king uses in Cinderella had been broken off. But if you notice, each one of the stories is in a native language to match the Disney princess. So you see La Belle au Bois Dormant, that's French for Sleeping Beauty. That's German for Princess and the Frog. I guess it translates to Kiss the Frog. Then we have the French word for Cinderella, the German word for Rapunzel. La Belle et la Bête is French for Beauty and the Beast. Brave, which was an American story, so that's Brave. And then the last one is Dutch for Snow Queen, which was the inspiration to Frozen. So very interesting right there. Well, that will do it for me. Thank you for listening again. Again, I am sorry about last week's. I hope you all have a great week. I'm looking forward to talking to you soon.